आयज आमी गोवन विचाराचेर आमचे उलोवपा आसा ते आमचे बजेटाचेर. CM Pramod Sawant has announced a budget for Goa that is rupees 24,467.40 crores. And where all this money is placed, hui te poish gayle te am jaan jawpa jay. Any government or any agency that is dealing with people has to take care of something known as taxes. Now taxes are दोन भाशे असतात. There are direct taxes and indirect taxes. However they are collected, the money goes to the state government or the central government. And in this process, while collecting the taxes, there are a lot of leakages. And in this budget specifically, Dr. Pramod Sawant said that the emphasis will be more on controlling the leakages of the collection of the revenue of these taxes rather than introducing more taxes. Those people who are not paying the taxes and avoiding certain areas of taxes that are leakages, that will be tried and packed. आमी एक pipe आले ते pipe leakage जाता तो हम M-seal बमाते बोनाई. So basically like that M-seal will be the activity of the government to control the leakages. So that's something very important because a lot of free rider problems takes place. Ek munis tax pay kota and the other person is not paying taxes and he is enjoying the benefit of the taxpayers' money. So that's not correct. Now, giving stress on something is one thing, and then coming to a state and talking about the gross domestic product or the state gross domestic product is another thing. Now, what is gross domestic product? Total number of goods and services produced in a particular state during a particular period of time. Let's say from 1st April to 31st March. That is the financial year. Now, a time abito Goan kit manufacture jalta, kit produce jalta. Total number of goods and services produced in Goa will talk about the state gross domestic product. Now for the state gross domestic product, we have a figure over here that was also mentioned by Dr. Pramod Sawant, and that is 91,416.98 crores. Now people will say, right lok mutalo. This number is so big and the total budget for Goa was something about 24,467.40 crores. Why so much difference? So the money that is incurred in production of goods and services in the country, that is how many people are getting employment because of that, accounts for the total SGDP, state gross domestic product, and the revenue which comes in is also shared to the central government. When we talk about GDP, gross domestic product of the entire nation, it's not just Delhi boss on the government doesn't produce GDP over there. It is the collective effort of all the states, all SGDPs of all states cumulatively makes one Indian GDP, and that contribution is over here. So Goa's contribution over here in that matter, Goan ki produce kelte in state gross domestic product is 91,416.98 crores. That's a big amount of money, and what Dr. Sawant said in his budget speech is growth rate of 7.07% is anticipated or is seen for this financial year, that is budget of 2022-23. Three important sectors: there's primary sector, secondary sector, and the tertiary sector. Zait aikil astale budget oi lokan aikil dedo I utra aikil astale. But what is this primary sector, what is this secondary sector, and what is this tertiary sector? A primary sector is a sector where it is directly connected to the primary source. Okay, त्यामुळे आमगे farming, agriculture, fisheries, nuste madaite. People involved in working over here are part of the primary sector. Now, the anticipation or the budget that was said that there is a growth of 4.73% in the primary sector. Now secondary sector ki zata je osto primary sector am kale te manufacturing ate. You produce something over there, producing energy, coal. You burn coal and produce energy. Coal comes from the mine. Energy is produced in the power plants, so that is the manufacturing of energy. This is secondary sector. Now here also we have seen a growth, and that is of 6.52%. Then comes the tertiary sector. Tertiary sector usually has been dealing with hospitality, telecommunication, or the services that are basically provided to people. Tourism, information and technology. All these things come under the tertiary sector. And hanga tertiary sector and growth jalto 9.66%. That's again a very good number. All over India, the per capita income, the income that is earned by each individual in Goa is about 5.80 lakhs. आज सगळें काम फास्ट चालू जाय. Administration has to be at its toes to complete its process, its work. Everything is getting tech savvy. VRS, voluntary retirement from service, should be allocated or should be given to people so that government employees retire and buy full and final केले and they buy it. Why? कित्याक 60 years पयलीं retirement घेवन वचपाचें. As a person's age increases, Thomas जायत गेल म्हणून the employee, his pace decreases and his tech savviness decreases. If one computer can do a job of 2-3 people, so when you get tech savvy, you get less labor intensive. So this retirement, voluntary retirement of service will increase the administrative skills, so administrative fluency, I will say. The काम बेगी जावपा पावतले. COVID जालें तेन्ना there was a lot amount of pressure on the health sector. And हाका लागून Dr. Pramod Sawant in his budget, again he said that there is an increase of 12.86% of provisions of allotment of funds to the health infrastructure of the state. Okay, and the amount is 1,970.20 crores. So I personally feel that this should increase even more in days to come. And not only increase, the money that is allocated over here has to be very well spent to maintain this health infrastructure. Having said that, there is an allotment of about 173 crores for GMC, Goa Medical College and Hospital specifically. Neighboring states, Maharashtra, Savantwadi, they said or even Karwar, something happened. A specialty hospital where people flock to is Goa Medical College. Now, Goinkara Son, the Dusra met me, I'm tenching to Zaina because these facilities that are happening are infrastructure for Goa Medical College, which is most and more clearly in line to Goans. Goinkara, so that good facility, good infrastructure, good technology, good mechanism that is tech savvy, or which the doctors find it very easy to operate and to diagnose any disease that exists in the person. So this 173 crores is for infra development of GMC specifically. During COVID, to re-venture into the business things, the government has specifically spoken about 20.12 crores of allotment to these sectors. A position ki zata nahi. A position लोकांनी जो दोरो सामने डिगाड़ दोरतो, or you take into consideration various other unstructured businesses which will get a support from the government to make a comeback in the industry, make a comeback in the market. COVID झालं त्यांना जायचं COVID आणि आमचं लोक गोंयचो मौन गेलो. It was very sad. But unavoidable circumstances, unavoidable situation. But at that point of time, the government had announced that each family would be getting, or each person who has died because of COVID would get 2 lakh rupees. So there is an allotment made of 20 crores to pay back or pay this money to the victims of COVID. When I say victims of COVID, je lok COVID-19 zain melle, te loka. So many people are not aware of it who had got COVID-19 and who passed away. So we see a lot of development that comes in terms of building highways and bridges and various other things. A lot of segments we have done on the new Zuari bridge as well that is coming up. Goa alone as a state doesn't have the budget to finance these projects. So this money is definitely coming from the center. A lot of money has been coming in from the center to the state for building of the roads or the bridges and various other projects. The funds that are released by the center are not mentioned anywhere in the Goa budget. They don't have to be mentioned over here because it's an aid given by the central government to the state government. When I say central government, it doesn't mean that it is Delhi's money or something else. It is our money. I was just telling you all about the per capita income of the state. I was telling about the gross state domestic product of 91,416.98 crores. So this money that is gone to the center also has to come back. So this money is used, which is sent by the center to build all these things. So having said that, I think a gist of the budget to understand about the various sectors, primary sector, secondary, tertiary, and various other things that the budget spoke about, I put it together. Be very vigilant to know all these things. Budget kind of okay, no problem, but try to understand the simplified versions of it so that you all know, so that that okay, this scheme asa. Because when we talk to people say that okay, कितें आहा आम business start करतले कितें, there are a lot of schemes under IDC and under various other things. Go avail those schemes, go try and understand what has been provided to the people. Small budget simplifier from me, Julius Mendes. Until next time, keep watching Goan Vichar and do like, share and subscribe to our channel.